Hey everybody, this is Chase Petiche back with a Witchy Bitch bi-monthly message. This week I wanted to talk about the very, very, very fundamental energies that kind of rule the planet and ourselves, the fundamental energies that I've found that have been ruling me, which are the energies of fear and love. Because I've been realizing, I've been having some realizations about fear and evil and control and love, and these two seeming opposing energies, right, that we can choose to kind of live our lives guided by. And down with my philosophy, right, the witchy bitch philosophy paradigm is based in Taoism, right? So it's based in this archetypal energy, this Taoist energy of masculine and feminine energy needing one another in order to not only express itself healthily, but to join as one, right? So within one thing, one being, one unifying force, there are masculine and feminine energies, right? And they are constantly weighing against each other. They're constantly balancing each other out. And because of the way that patriarchy has worked on this planet, meaning not just men, but masculine energy, the energy of outward, manifestational, push, drive, control, right? Aggression. That has not, and masculinity itself has been prized and seen as powerful, seen as the highest expression of good, right? And feminine energy, the intuitive, mysterious, uncertain, darker, internal, feeling, intuitive energies that you cannot quite grasp, that you cannot quite fully understand, that those are feminine energies, right? The internal energies, right? So you have these two energies and they're constantly playing off of one another, right? And within a patriarchal paradigm, masculine energy, because of so many different reasons, monotheism, religion, there's so many reasons for this, but masculine energy has been prized on this planet for the past 6,000 years, right? Which has led to the feminine energy, including women, that energy becoming diminished, unseen, not validated, not seen as important or valued. And therefore, the feminine energy within ourselves has become diminished in every single one of us. And as women, it's been an interesting journey to try to find your power and your truth in that, because the energies for me as a woman that come very naturally to me, intuition, feeling, nurturance, the uncertain, the seeing, right? This kind of other sight that is deeper, there's nowhere on this planet that I have been able to find a way that fits in, right, to society. So I've kind of had to carve my own path, and that is the path that I am creating, which is the witchy bitch path, that based on the book that I'm writing, which is reclaiming this word witch, which is the sacred healing power, that is the healing power that women carry, that has been demonified and cast into the dark. And it's bringing that energy back and bringing it out into the light and beginning to re-own it and recalibrate it to see it as something valuable, not just as something that is evil, okay? So as I've begun to take this journey, bring this energy out of the closet, I call it, when I work with so many women and even myself, there's so many women and men have these witches that are in the closet, which are these psychic, intuitive, very emotional, healing energy that is kind of kept underground because there's been no healthy way to express it in our society where it's deemed as valuable or worthy. And the way that I've kind of seen it is that this feminine energy is really an energy of love. it's an energy of interconnectedness. It's an energy of unity, collaboration. It's the paradoxical energy of allowing two things that are opposites to be existing simultaneously. It's like the quantum energy, okay? The masculine energy is more based in linear time. It's based in control. It's based in duality, right? And which is very much separating, okay? And it's also based in fear. And that has been the paradigm that we have been living in for the past 6,000 years. It's been a paradigm of control and ultimately competition, right? Hierarchy, right? Hierarchy, when there's one thing at the top that is the winner, ultimately is based in fear and scarcity and control, right? And the basis of all control is based in fear. Because we're afraid that what we want, what we believe that we think we need in order to be the best is not going to happen. So we try to control our environment the best that we can do by our own human doing to make sure that what we believe is right based on the societal expectations we get and we receive, right? But what this has created on our planet is it's created a deep culture of fear, which has led to a lot of hate and a lot of evil. So the idea of evil, I don't actually believe in evil. I think that evilness, being evil, like if you want to say, somebody who would say what an evil would be like the Nazis, right? Like Hitler. Like he's like the epitome of something evil. But Hitler was just somebody that had a lot of fear. He had a lot of underground fear. And that's what made him do all of these things to control his environment. Because he made up this idea that this group of people were the reason for his pain, ultimately, right? And so it was the fear that drove him to create this evil. And I believe that even in the era that we're in, it's the same case. The fear inside of us ourselves makes us do our own kind of hateful, judgmental, competitive, controlling things, right? I've been realizing this within myself. When I find that I'm judgmental, when I find that I am, a lot of controlling, trying to control myself, trying to control others, expecting things from others, which is a type of control and a codependency. When I'm in that stage, it's always based out of fear. It's always based out of fear. And what I've realized is that is part of the paradigm that I am in the midst of dismantling and recalibrating within myself. And that to truly and fundamentally shift my own being towards love means that I have to begin to trust in the world around me and in life as it is happening. And this is contrary to everything we have ever been taught in our lives. If you're religious, you probably have some more of an idea of what trust means. But that also comes with a ton of guilt that's based in a kind of hierarchical, monotheistic male god, right? So you have all these, there's all these paradoxes, right? But as I've been going deeper and deeper and deeper within myself, I've and around this eclipse, there was a big eclipse in the sign of Cancer on July 2nd. There's another that was a full solar eclipse. There was another eclipse, there's going to be another one on the 17th, and it's opposing sign Capricorn. Those are actually the archetypal energies of the mother. Cancer is the energy of the mother, and Capricorn is the energy of the father. And I've kind of been really playing, these are the same dualistic energies that I've been talking about, the paradox, right? The male, the female, the energy that are actually one, right? Which, because they are. Everything has an opposition, but it's just the other side of that thing. It's not the opposite. It's the same thing, which is the same thing as love. So fear, to me, is inverted love. And what I'm realizing is that as I am going deeper and deeper within myself and truly seeking freedom on this planet and seeking freedom and peace for everyone on the planet, healing, it comes down to me fundamentally choosing to trust and believe that there is a benevolent force in this universe that is ultimately guiding, protecting, and blessing me along the way. And this is incredibly difficult when we have been living in a collective, subconscious, collective conscious energy of fear because of all of the war, all of the scarcity, all of the hunger, all of the suffering on the planet. Why would anyone choose to trust when there is so much scarcity, so much pain? And I don't have the answers for all of that, but all I can truly say is that we changing our own internal paradigm of what we choose to believe in, we will begin to see the evidence of that in our lives. And what it does is it strengthens that energy. It's hard to really come to terms with what you believe you will receive, because, you know, I've seen people that believe things and then they receive opposites. But as I've gone deeper and deeper into this, and it kind of goes along the train of the manifestational world, like just believe it and you'll get it. And it doesn't take into account the laws of karma and why certain people have to go through certain suffering for whatever reason, right? For whatever reason they have to go through that. We don't have all the answers. But what I do believe is that if we begin to start recalibrating the energy of love within ourselves, which is based in trust, and the energy of hate is based in fear. So, and hate, right? It's like because I'm just talking about myself, right? Like, if I go down really into the truth of like how I've been conditioned to really see myself, there's so much hate because there's so much fear that I'm not enough, that I am, you know, a phony, that I'm not good looking enough, that I'm not this or that. And it's not the truth. It's what I've been conditioned to believe by a world that is based in scarcity, competition, and fear. That is how the hierarchical powers have had control. So the ultimate rebellion and the ultimate paradigm shift, and this is what Martin Luther King and Gandhi understood, is that beginning to shift that own internal dialogue, which is the deepest, most revolutionary and rebellious act any human can do, is really choosing to live a life in trust. And so what that means is that the things that you are afraid of, the things that you are uncertain of, the things that you feel, it's the hate within the self, the judgment, the fear, right? That scarcity, that right? It's flipping that and just saying, I'm choosing to believe. I'm choosing to trust, and I'm going to give this to God. I'm going to give this to Spirit. I'm going to give this to the divine. It's not my problem, and I believe fundamentally that there is a benevolent, abundant, prosperous, good energy that is flowing through in and throughout me and this entire universe. I believe, and you know what? I really do believe that. I do believe that. At my core and then my deepest. The people that I resonate with the most, the teachers that I resonate with the most, it's echoed. You know, it's there, the truth. Love is the truth. Love is the truth. And if we can begin to really open up to that truth within ourselves, and so whatever we are fearing, which will create hate, which will create judgment, which will create control, which is all like this. If we can take in that moment, start to bring conscious awareness to those parts of ourselves that we are judging, that we are hating, that we are fearful of, that we are controlling, and in that moment, let go and say, this is not my burden. This is actually nothing that I need to handle, because I trust that everything is being handled, taken care of, and that I am blessed, protected, and guided. This is complete, this is revolution. This is the kind of revolution and transformation that these times are calling for. And this is my prayer, because we are in a very powerful time right now in these two energies between, it's an eclipse tunnel, between these two eclipses, to really think about something that you are ready to let go of, something that you are ready to birth. This is that time. And right now, for me, the time, it's coming down to the most fundamental energies that govern my entire being. And it's completely letting go of fear. It's letting go of fear and beginning to live a life that is in trust. I'm not saying that's easy. I'm not saying that it's going to happen overnight. I'm not saying that, all of a sudden, I mean, I think that's what enlightenment is when you wake up and you realize that, everything is, there is nothing to fear, right? But I am making it my conscious and powerful prayer in this time to make a vow to myself to begin to live a life that is in complete trust as much as I can. That means when I feel myself in tension, when I feel anxiety, when I feel control, when I feel dis-ease within myself, I stop, I take a moment, and I not only allow myself to feel the feeling, because it's not that I'm not allowing myself to feel the thing, it's that I acknowledge that I'm feeling it, but I allow it to be, because as I am my own type of spiritual person, a Virgo, who is always trying to be spiritually perfect. So when I notice that I'm like fearful, I get mad at myself. But these days, I allow it. I allow it all. I allow it all to be, while simultaneously choosing. It's like allowing the feminine energy is the energy of allowing, while simultaneously choosing, accessing that will and that masculine energy to choose love, to choose trust, to remember that this is an abundant universe and I am blessed, protected, and guided. So I just wanted to leave you guys all with that idea of thinking about what you might want to bring in this eclipse season, and thinking about those fundamental energies of love and fear, how they play out in your own life, and what it would begin to look like if you decided to choose to live your life more in alignment with trust and love. What would that look like? What would you be letting go of? What would your identity become? Because like it or not, we are all conditioned towards fear. The more that we can begin to open up to the truth that love is the truth, we can really begin to relax and allow and be. So this is my deepest prayer for you all and for all of humanity. And I love you all, and happy eclipse.